If Ganesha gives us the wisdom, then he gives us the power to think. He protects us also, that we should not think of bad things. That is, we can say that if Ganesha gives us the wisdom, then Sri Hanumana gives us the conscience. I hope you understand the difference between the two. Wisdom is where you do not need conscience so much because you are wise, you know what is good, what is bad. But conscience is needed in a personality where he is to be controlled. And that control comes from Sri Hanumana, which is the conscience in the human being. Now this conscience, which is Sri Hanumana, is the subtle form of him, which gives us, is in Sanskrit called as Sat Viveka Buddhi. Means Sat means truth, Asat means untruth, and Viveka means the discrimination, and Buddhi means the intelligence. So intelligence to discriminate between the truth and untruth is given to us by Sri Hanumana. In the Sahaja Yoga system, if we say that Ganesha is the one who gives us, he's the Adhyaksha, means he is the, I call him as the chancellor of the university. He is the one who goes on degree to us. Now you have crossed this chakra, that chakra, that chakra. And he helps us to know that what state we are in. So the Ganesha gives us, say, Nirvichar Samadhi, which we can call it as the thoughtless awareness, and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He gives all that, and also he gives us joy. But the understanding that this is good, this is for our benevolence, mental understanding comes to us from Sri Hanumana. And it's very important for Western people because it has to be mental, otherwise they won't understand. If it is not mental, they cannot come into abstract. It has to be mental. And so the mental understanding of whether it is good or bad is given to us by Sri Hanumana. Without him, even if you become a saint, you will be, of course, you are a saint and you will enjoy the saintliness. But whether this saintliness is all right if you live on Himalayas or is all right when you go across to people to give them realization, all this scanning, this Viveka Buddhi, all this scanning, all this discrimination, all this guidance, all this protection is given to us by Sri Hanumana. Germany being a country which is very, very much, I should say, an essence of right side. And because of it being such an essence of right side, it's important to get the protector of right side here worshipped. But in all that, Viveka Buddhi, in that discrimination, he knows one thing, that he is absolutely subservient to Sri Rama. Now what is Sri Rama? Sri Rama is the benevolent king. He works for the benevolence. And Sri Rama himself is a formal king, like Sankocha we call it. I mean, English words are not so good to explain, but Sri Rama is the one who is, who will not push forward himself. He keeps back. He's very balanced. He's a very poised person. So the Hanumana, you see, he is the one who is always anxious to do the work of Sri Rama. Always. If Sri Rama says, all right, you go and get the, he told him, go and get the Sanjeevani, is the kind of a herb that was needed to bring Lakshmana to life. He went there and he brought the whole mountain with him. Now better have it. It's like that sort of person. You see, so he brought that's childlike behavior of his. And the discrimination in this is that if Sri Rama has asked for, whatever he asked for, I'll do it. So is a relationship of I would say like a guru and shishya. But even more than that the shishya is just like a subservient servant, absolutely surrendered to God. Absolutely surrendered to God. And his main theme is surrender. Now see, this surrender itself shows that all those who are right-sided people are surrendered to God, not surrendered to their bosses. Mostly all those right-sided people are very surrendered to their bosses, surrendered to their jobs, sometimes surrendered to their wives also. But they are subservient to wrong people. They have no discretion. You will always find that. They have no discretion. But if you take the help of Hanumana, then he tells you that you have to be surrendered to God Almighty and not to anybody else, or to your guru like Rama. Otherwise you are not to be surrendered to anybody else, and then you are a free bird and you have all the 9 powers within yourself. Hanumana's whole thing is to antidote your overactivity, to antidote your too much thinking. But I would say that self-realization is much further than that. Even if your brain is enriched by the knowledge, the real knowledge, still there are other things which you should have. And the most important thing is that you have to be completely aware, again I say word aware, of where you stand in this big plan of world global transformation. What is your position? What are you supposed to do for this global transformation? What is your position? Where do you stand? What is the work for you to be done? Now you've got this compulsion on you that I have to do something. When this compulsion starts working on you, which is not dreadful, which is not annoying, but very peaceful and joyful, which says that I have to see that others also know themselves. So to know themselves is, first of all, you must know your own chakras. Yes, many people get their realization, I know, very quickly, but they do not settle down with their chakras. They have to see to their chakras why you have problems on your chakras. They will know they have problems, but they still go on without paying attention or without looking at it. To them it is a kind of a, by the way, you can say, that these problems are with me, it doesn't matter. But what does it matter as long as I am working out Sahaja Yoga? It is not only for others but for yourself also. It is important that you should get your chakras corrected. That's the most important thing for you, and then you will have self-knowledge. In the sense you will know what is the defect, where is the defect, what am I doing wrong, what should I do. And then when you correct it, when you correct those centers, then your awareness, I would say, will be really fully enlightened about all the work. That's a tremendous thing. It's very tremendous. Because if you have to transform this mad world into something very sane, and if you have to give them all self-realization, Imagine the task, how great it is, how many people we need to do it. But if your willpower is strong about it, and you feel compelled to do it. But normally, you see, we are compelled because we have to run our houses, we have to earn money, we have to do this, we have to do that. That you can do. But main object of your life is to transform people and to work it out, this transformation for the global peace. I don't know it has been predicted or not that a complete transformation will take place. But they have talked about transformation. I don't know that part, and I just don't bother my head as to how many people are getting transformed. But after transformation, you must settle down.